Where there is darkness, light is needed. When there is conflict, peace is needed. When there is agony, spirituality is needed. How to have peace and harmony is a question in everybody's mind. So let's understand this with our learned guest in the panel discussion on the topic spirituality and global peace. Panel, we also have with us Ms. Ajit Kaur, also known as Ms. Akiko Suzuki. She was born and raised in Hiroshima, Japan, and always been interested in how to make a peaceful world since she was young. Seeking her own peace of mind, she started Kundalini Yoga. In 1990, she participated in the world's largest Kundalini Yoga festival, Summer Solstice Sadhana. Ajit is 500 hours KRI internationally certified Kundalini Yoga teacher and professional teacher trainer. Her mischievous teaching training style is welcomed all over the world, including China, Taiwan, Indonesia, and the USA. Ajit loves witnessing people transforming, experiencing their own beauty and peace via the practice of Kundalini Yoga. She has translated and published Kundalini Yoga from English to Japanese by Sakata Kaur. Ajit is also a gifted drawing illustrator and highly skilled at playing her handmade healing harp. Today in the panel we have with us Dr. Shiva Nair, who is an uro-oncologist in Hamilton, New Zealand. He is the clinical director for the urology department at Waikato Hospital. He has travelled across multiple cities and countries for his training. He has his publication on cancer and non-cancer topics. He has previously tutored at University of Otago and University of Auckland Medical School and remained active in teaching and training his students and residents. Dr. Nair remains ardent student of Vedanta. He was taught Guru Parampara by the Chinmay Mission and currently he is studying several texts including Upanishads. He is active in Hindu Swamsevak Sangh in New Zealand at the local level. His primary goal is to understand the self-knowledge and spread it to as many as possible. I'm delighted to welcome Ms. Marceline Makoku from Cameroon. She's a certified yoga coach. As a certified yoga coach, one of her missions is to increase well-being at workplace and thus improve employees' performance and business productivity. At the same time, raising awareness about women's health and mental health is an equally important mission on which she is actively working. Her key skills include ability to communicate effectively, assessment of customers' requirement and potential, and yoga teaching and practice. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Marceline Makoku. On behalf of United Consciousness, I welcome our next guest, Ms. Alina Zaganshina. She has been practicing yoga since 2006, teaching since 2011. She is co-founder of Network of Yoga Studios in Almaty, Kazakhstan. She conducted classes in Hatha Yoga, yoga in hammocks for adults and children, Yog Nidra. She is the organizer and volunteer of International Yoga Day in Kazakhstan, organizer of International Yoga Convention in Kazakhstan. She is certified trainer for the Strong Parents course on raising children without the use of violence. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Ms. Alina Zaganshina. Today's panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Vikrant Singh Tober, convener United Consciousness. Dr. Tomer is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He's a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of the business world. His aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing the knowledge from the ancient scriptures into our lives. So I welcome all our guests for panel discussion.
We acknowledge your presence, Dr. Shiva. Good morning from India. Good afternoon from different parts of the world. Alina ji, we acknowledge your presence. Akiko ji, welcome back. Marceline ji, welcome on board. And our gracious audience from different parts of the world. Such a great day today, and we are going to talk about one of the most important topics of our times: spirituality and global peace. Man, since last 5,000 years of its existence on the planet, We have fought so many wars in the name of religion, in the name of in the name and in the requirement of many materialistic things. When it comes to the objective of human beings, then the goal of every goal of life is peace and happiness. When we are the most intelligent species on the planet and we know our goals, and the goal is peace and happiness, then why there is no peace on the planet? Why number of suicides are increasing? Why still we have wars? Why still we have power struggles and many different conflict zones across the world? This is what we are going to discuss today, and we'll start our discussion with Dr. Shiva Nair. Dr. Nair, why people are not peaceful in their life today? Many researchers comes and they say that people are not happy. Even in the developed countries, there are many developed countries where you'll find people are not happy. What is your understanding? What happened to the global peace?
Hariom, thank you for having me back. I think you can all appreciate, especially in this panel, that the spirituality is in a decline. And what we've gone away from is Mother Earth, nature, and we're going more towards materialistic goods. So our focus has changed. We've gone more from sustainability to unlimited growth. Economists are always looking at GDP going up and up and up. They're not looking at sustenance. They don't look at recyclability. Uh, there's enough resources in the world for everyone's happiness or material needs, but yet we are still fighting for what we think we need more, as opposed to what we can give more back.
Thank you. Dr. Nair mentioned a couple of important points. He said that decline in spirituality and upliftment of materialism, being away from earth and being towards the greed, thinking more of GDP and less of gross domestic happiness are some of the reasons. That's why peace in the world is declining. With that note, let me ask Marceline ji. Marceline ji, why only after death we say rest in peace? Can't we remain in peace while we are alive?
Thank you very much for having me. I really think that the problem we have is that we are always thinking about life after death because of what has been put in place in some religions, where we usually say we have to make sure that we do a certain number of things so that in the afterlife, when we'll be with God, we're going to be peaceful. And we forget that it's not only about following the commandments, but it's about being truthful and also being kind towards others and towards ourselves. That we have to think about being in peace here. We always think about what we have to do, follow like a sort of lead rather than being putting our heart, ourselves, and also not discriminating religions, because I think that's one of the problems is also discriminating religions. Some people in the way they practice their religion, they think that their religion is better than others and that they have to succeed in doing a certain number of things on the script in order to be in peace there, a place which we don't know. I wouldn't say that doesn't exist, but that we don't know, and that we also instead have to live the present moment. I think the other part is that we have stopped living the present moment. We're more about social media and also what Doctor talked about. That is more about innovation, technology, and all these things about how we have to appear in front of others more than how we have to be inward and towards others.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Certain very important points. Marceline ji mentioned that afterlife is a post-dated check. You never know when it will be encashed. And she said that more important, it is not only important that you follow the commandments, but it is more important that you remove the languages of superlatives. My nation is better than yours. My religion is better than yours. So such superlative languages creates issues, and she said the social media, the life of appearances, showing yourself much better than others, these things have started creating troubles in the peace. So, going to Japan now, Japan is known for Zen religion. Akikoji has done lots of her research in Kundalini also. Why people are getting away from nature, and what do you think is the reason of this unrest in the world?
Why people? Could you repeat the question?
Why people are going away from the nature? Zen
Ah,
religion still talks about nature, and why there is unrest in the world.
yeah, I think that uh, this modern world, the people are so busy, so busy, and we are like the boat uh, on a huge ocean or um, huge streams of the information, and some sometime or most of the time we are living in our head and forget to living on this earth. Yeah, and I believe all those practice uh, yoga, zen, or whatever, you know, the traditional practice or art, sing, dance, those things help you to carry back natural state and the nature. But
Mhm.
if your mind is too busy, you couldn't feel
Mhm.
the gift of the natures. So
Thank you.
is
So
that answer?
Akipaji mentioned that we are too busy in livelihood that we forget about life itself. And all the conflicts, she said, are not there, they are here. When there is a conflict inside your head, there will be conflict outside also. And being away from nature is also one of the reasons. We have Alina ji from Kazakhstan. Alina ji, we got lots of reasons for global unrest. If you would like to add some reasons, some pointers, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I work with people so many years, and I can see these mental mind problems in everyday life. And I try to find three reasons. I hope it will be useful. First of all, some people they don't know their nature. In Kazakhstan, a lot of people they still don't believe that they have soul, then they have connection with the God, and they can live after death. So for some people, it's like fantastic, something like this. Um, Another one, second one. People want to have everything right now. For example, I want to be rich right now. So because of this, they are more angry, more with the closed eyes, and do wrong things like a war. If people could be more, I don't know, intelligent, more spiritual, more with this wisdom and prajna inside, so they can feel and know that you will have everything that in your long reincarnation, in your long time, not right now, but sometime you will have. And third one, it's a stressed lifestyle. Um, as I see our children, they go to not one school, but two or three schools. People go to two or three jobs and no time to be at home. I don't know, to spend time with the family. People always busy, and this stress, time, energy, it's create more stress. And I think it also a big influence for all harmony and peace.
Very important point. She mentioned that some people think whatever they see around, this is what only is my existence. They don't know their own true nature. People are impatient, impulsive. They want everything right now. And third, she mentioned about kids are going three schools. and parents are doing two jobs, moonlighting and all. So no time is left for each other and for themselves also. That is also adding to removal of the mental peace. Now, having understood the problem well, Dr. Nair, you mentioned about people are so much interested in infinite GDP, production, earnings. But what do you think about it? Economists would say without food, without money, no spirituality even can appeal to anybody. So that is must. GDP has to raise, productivity has to be raised. And when there is lots of competition, you need to be competitive. If they are working for 8 hours, you need to work for 10 hours. Otherwise, you will be eliminated. What to do? Economists would, and industrialists would say that even we want to sit in peace, but what to do? If we won't produce, they will produce. If we won't sell, they will sell. If we won't eliminate them, they will eliminate us. In this situation, what to do? Where does spirituality come in between?
See, there are two concepts, right? After eating like a plate full of food, anything more is not going to make you any more fuller. It'll make you sicker, actually. So you don't need more than what you have. And what are we competing for? A bigger house, a bigger car, all these material things which will be finite. And when you die, they'll still stay here. So a lot of the times we're told to work harder and harder and harder, and we accumulate all this wealth, but you never enjoy it. Never, because you can't enjoy it. You've had the basic necessities, and everything else is additional, right? Um, how do you counter that? I think you need to be, as the last speaker from the other talk I was listening to, get to your identity. What is your true nature? Why are you born? What are you here to achieve in this world? Once you have that, then you need to refocus, and then things will become clearer. You should definitely work hard, but the goal needs to change. I'm going to work hard for the betterment of everyone else rather than for my own self-gratifying needs.
Dr. Nair, being a doctor, he said that the first bread that you are eating is for your health, and second is for the doctors. So when you eat more, you get sick. When you get sick, you make doctors richer. So, and Dr. Nair also said that know what is need and what is greed, how much is too much. He said that there is something called marginal returns. First bread will give you lots of joy, second will give you lesser, and this is how it goes. And remember, what will you take back once you will leave this planet? So, know your true nature and know your purpose of life would be really nice. Thank you for some thought provoking points. Dr. Nair will continue discussing that. And when Dr. Nair mentions about this, it reminds us of what Marceline ji mentioned, that there is a discriminative mindset, insecurity among people, discrimination at many fronts. It also contributes in generating unrest, discrimination in the name of race, religion, nationality, gender, even sexual orientation, LGBTQ, straight and gay. So, Marcelin ji, what to do? This is what it is. When I was born, I was a neutral soul. Then I was labeled as a boy and I thought I'm a boy. Labeled again as Hindu. By chance, I was born in India. So now I'm a Hindu. Labeled again as an Indian. Now I'm an Indian. So many labels I have. You too. All of us. What to do now?
I think that, as you said, the world works with labels. We can't undo that. There's nothing you can do. But at the end of the day, what I really think is that you have to know, like the panelists that talked just before us, you have to know your true self, your true nature, because there is what they usually say. What is really important is not what people do to you; is how you react to what is done to you, and that's where the essence of everything lies. Is you have been given an information, but what do you do with it? And I would say that we have to make sure that what we do, how we react, is important, positively important for others. That means, for example, as you said, I'm being labeled as Hindu, you're being labeled as Hindu, as Indian, and as a man, which is who you are. But then you're someone who wants to cultivate peace. You're someone who wants to travel. And it's not because you're Indian that you don't accept people from Kazakhstan, from Cameroon. Indian doesn't stop you from connecting to other people, from being a better person. And this is where how we act is very important. It's labels is what puts us in a category. Now, what makes us become a better person is how we act within that. Is being able to connect with other people. For example, if you're an Indian, it means you can connect better with an Indian in order to change his paradigm because you know his language, you know how you can talk with him. And that's how you create a better connection with him. Now, with other people, you now come to them with compassion and everything. Tell them that, okay, I am an Indian, you're a Cameroonian, but it's not what is the most important. What is the most important is that I can learn from you and you can learn from me. And together with all that, we kind of make a concession in order to bond better.
Thank you. Thank you. Marcelinji said, yes, there are labels, and there are things on which we don't have any choice because before we could exert choice, the labels were already given. So, what they have done is no choice, but how will I respond to that? I have a choice in that. She made a very strong statement, probably saying this: any label that disconnect me from others, disconnect yourself from that label. So disconnect yourself from any label which disconnect you from humanity and find the similarity between people. Akikoji,
Yes, sir.
but when I am with people of my own labels, I feel more secured. I feel more comfortable. And when I'm not with the people of my own label, I become judgmental. I enter into the language of me versus them. This is good practice, that is not good. How to deal with that, even?
Like, because I'm practicing yoga, the one way of thinking this world is like we are the remember that previous theme, like we are the spiritual beings to visiting the planet to experience our life. So uh, if we keep having that thinking in some part of our mind, if we can keep remembering that, maybe you can see the God in all, and you will feel more comfortable in
Mhm,
every situation,
mhm,
or at least there is a possibility. How do you
mhm,
think?
mhm. Thank you. So, Akikoji mentioned that know your true nature and not only know, remember it. Smriti, memory of your true nature is very important. And she said, the world is a laboratory. We have come here for an experiment. So, take it like that only. More than that will create stress. Alina ji, when it comes to stress, okay, fine, listening to this discussion, I will send my kid only for one school and I will leave one job, I will do only one job. But the next door neighbor, his kids are going to three schools. He is doing two jobs. Then I feel lesser. I feel he has more resources. I feel his kids knows three languages. My kid know only one language. His kid is going in three skill workshops. My kid has got only one skill. So that makes me insecure in life. So what to do now? Have you lost her?
Let
Okay.
me. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Could you
Uh,
get the question?
I
I
have.
need.
Yeah, I get. Uh,
Yeah.
I have a opposite situation. Some of my friends, they have these 3 schools, 5 jobs, and I can see every day that children are really tired. They seek more often. They don't talk like happy family, but did you do your homework? Did you bring me, I don't know, good how to say results from your school? Like a business. It's so common now, and I think in the childhood it's a very important time to grow in our children this safeness, this spirituality, this belief in yourself, like a soul, like a family energy. But now people just taking their children and give it to this social, very active life without no stop, without stress. And according to your question, that if people think like I'm not doing to my children all I can do, that I can pay more, I can send him to 2 schools more. My opinion, it's better to love them more in 2, 3 times and show by your example how I work, what is my important things for me, like I'm not lying, I do good things to show children these simple things that they can do right now.
That's very important point, Serena ji mentioned that even for kids, their results have become return on investment. And the relationship that way has become a business, that so many places I'm sending you and no results you are getting me back. It is stressing the kids also. And she said, don't do 2 times job and send them to 3 schools. Love them 2, 3 times more and teach them that this is what I'm doing. Instead of job, I'm giving time to love you more. That's nice. And I guess that it's a good message to people also. Dr. Nair, when Elena ji says that love them more, give them more time, won't we be defeated competitively? Nowadays, many business tycoons they talk about 7 days, 9 hours, and you need to do job like a machine to increase productivity. When my CEO is saying this, what can I do? I am a professional. I understood these things very nicely. But the place I'm working, I'm expected to stay back. Even if I get up at 6 p.m., they will look at me as if I'm doing some crime, getting up from my seat at the right time. How to deal with that?
Yeah, I think there's two things. One is whether we feed into it, and the second is if you work that long, are you actually productive or you're just there to show that you're at the office? So I think if you have a better mind focus, you can achieve a lot of tasks in a shorter time. A lot of the workers will sit in the desktop and then, half the time they're talking to each other, half the time they look at news or websites or social media. The productivity is not that. I think what needs to be done is reassessment of what is productive, and you have goal and you do your focused task and then you move away. Sitting in the office for 12 hours just because you have to show you've been there for 12 hours is not the right attitude. The other thing is, what are we teaching our children? Are we teaching them to run after this? Are we teaching them to make everyone else happy but yourself happy? Is that our goal? Is our goal to become someone's slave but be unhappy at this job? Or is it better to move away and do a job that you're happy and your kids can learn from you?
That's amazing point. He said that work with happiness rather than work for happiness. And we are the proven role models for our kids. What we do, how do we prioritize, gives them also a message how to deal with it. So now quick tips for our audience. In order to generate global peace, what can I contribute today itself? So, actionable two pointers without elaboration. What 2 things I can do today to contribute in global peace? I'm a housewife, I'm a small employee somewhere, I'm a very common person. What can I do to contribute in global peace? Actionable items. So we'll begin with Marceline ji. 2 points without elaboration.
Pardon me, 2 points on what exactly?
Okay, so I'll come back to you, Marceline ji, so that you'll have more time to gaze it because you just now joined us back. Alina
Yeah,
ji, the
thank you.
same question to you. 2 actionable items which I can contribute
Okay.
for global peace.
Uh, First, study yoga, philosophy, yama niyama, these basic rules. Second
Mhm.
things, it's energy. Stop to create negative energy around you. It might be family, it might be big company, it might be city. So start to create positive energy and influence to all the people around. These two.
Thank you. Very precise and nice. Study yoga and do energy scanning. Yes. Akiko ji.
Connect with yourself first.
Yeah.
So then be kind to others.
Okay. And how to connect to the self?
Easy way is like hand. Many various way we have, but like one easy way is like your left hand on your heart, light above that, and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths.
Perfect. Thank you.
Human.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Marceline ji.
Okay. What I would say is that the first thing is spirituality. You have to connect more with your spirituality, learn about spirituality, and understand that there is no discrimination into religions. There is no discrimination between religions. It doesn't matter if you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever. We are all there for common love and peace. And the other thing I would say is develop emotional intelligence, develop love, develop caring for others, and most especially caring for yourself. Because if you're not full of love, you can't give love.
Very nice. Thank you. Shiva, Dr. Shiva.
I think the other guys have stolen my ideas, so it's very similar. I've written down basically love yourself and love others, as Marceline is saying, and the second one was basically give more to the community and everyone outside you in love, energy, or any material resources than you take from it. So always try and give positively back.
Perfect. Give more, love yourself, and love others also. So now we will, in our different languages, will say one line for global peace. You can use your own language. First, you will let us know in your language what peace is translated into. Elina ji.
Peace. My language is Russian. Peace.
Yeah.
Это мир.
Mir.
Мир.
Mir. Nice. So, and in your language, Akiko ji?
平和、
Hiwa.
平和、
Heiwa. Nice. In your language, Marceline ji.
So in Cameroon, we speak two languages, we speak French and English. So in French, we say la paix.
Lepe. Dr. Shiva.
I speak Hindi, so Shanti. That's
So, so we have whether we call it Heiwa, whether we call it Shanti, whether we call it Lepe or Mir, what we mean is same, and that is peace, global peace. So languages doesn't matter, the feelings behind it really matters. So one liner chanting from every place, one line chanting, not elaborative, one line chanting for global peace. Elina ji, any one line that you remember from your tradition for global peace.
At my classes, we chant Om Shanti Shanti. after every yoga class. And all Russian people know what is Shanti, and Shanti for yourself, for your social area, and for global peace. We practice
Thank,
it.
thank you. Akikoji.
世界人類に平和がありますように、prevail the world peace and world peace in man's heart.
Thank you very much. Marcelinji.
So in our country, what we have as we're very, I would say in African countries in general, we're very bonding people. So for us, peace represents just saying good morning in whatever language with a smile. Let it be matama, which is in Bakoko, or bonjour in French, and hugs, giving hugs to those we love.
Thank you. Dr. Shiva.
I'll just go with the Om Shanti Shanti. Would be the three Shantis after you
Om
say it.
Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. So, dear friends who are watching us from different parts of the world, we had a wonderful discussion on global peace where Dr. Shiva Nair said that the problem which has created unrest in the world is decline in spirituality and rise of materialism, being away from nature, our nature and the nature also, and being into GDP, not GNP, more focus on greed, less on need. And Dr. Shiva Nair said that we need to remind ourselves that there is lesser marginal return the more you have it. We should have focus on our needs, know how much is too much. You first bread you eat is for yourself, another is for doctor. So be mindful in what you consume from your mouth and your thought also. And Dr. Nair mentioned that know your true nature, know your purpose of life. Know this that productivity, efficiency, and working with happiness is more important than sitting longer hours in office, ineffective, and working for happiness rather than with happiness. And his message is love yourself, love others, and never forget to contribute more than what you receive. Then we have Marceline G. She said that what happens after life is a post dated check. Yes, it is fine to follow the commandment, but remember anything that is disconnecting you from humanity, disconnect yourself from that discriminative philosophy or any principles. Never speak the language of separations and superlatives. All religions are equal and consider them equal. She said that social media and the world of appearances has created more stress in the world. As a solution, she says, know your true nature, peel out all the labels. And yes, how world will pose to you is not in your control, but how will you respond back is certainly is in your control. And she said, find similarity between things. Spirituality beyond religion is her message. Develop emotional intelligence, love for yourself, care for yourself, and love others also. Alina ji mentioned that when people don't know their true nature, whatever is told to them, they take it as their nature. She said that being impulsive is another reason of stress, impatience, things we need right now, three schools and two jobs, no time for self and others also. And stop taking everything for return of investment, whether sending kids on school or doing a job. She said that love them instead two, three more times so that even kids will know what are your priorities and what should be the priorities of life. She said, now start studying yoga, follow yamas and niyamas, do an energy scan around you, remove the negative people, and accept whatever is positive around. Akikoji mentioned that people are busy. In livelihood, no time to live. All conflicts which appear there are actually here. Go close to the nature. Remind yourself that we are spiritual being. World is a laboratory. We have come here only for an experiment, and this constant reminder will keep us rooted. connect to yourself, and be kind to others. And if you get nothing to do and you are confused, take a deep breath. So, audience watching us from different parts of the world, I really want to thank all our esteemed panelists and gracious audience from different parts of the world to be with us today. Thank you very much. Heiva Shanti Lepe Mir. Namaste.